is Diddy at a level of being untouchable where he's protected, or is Diddy a target that they'll eventually put all the blame on him and make sure they get away with it free?
I mean, he's definitely going to be the black motherfucker holding the bag. Because you gotta realize one thing. That boy life is dangerous. And his life isn't, and he's just not dangerous with the shit they said he was doing, but he's in danger. He know too much. One thing you gotta realize is he probably having a conversation right now with the higher ups and everybody else to figure out how it's gonna work itself out. Because he know all the secrets. And if he get to run his mouth, it could be a bad look. I look at it like the most important thing is the industry need to be built over. You have all these executives because somebody was their father, their grandfather, or all these type of stuff, and they don't give people the opportunity to grow and learn. I know when I first started in this business, it wasn't a machine. I had to be the machine. I had to figure out how to get my songs on the radio. Because at that time, they was getting 5%, and they got 10%. They was popping champagne bottles. I went from 95% of the songs you hear on the radio was my songs into 97%. So you had to really do all this thing and really do the work. And once the work was known that it could be done, and I was generating the type of money for the people I was involved.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They wanted to be hip-hop because the difference was that Michael Jackson was spending, say, $75 million, $50 million before he sold one record. They give him $75 to $50 million advance. He might spend $50 million, or he might spend $100 million to make his album, and $5 million on the video. I was spending $50,000 to make an album. I was spending $50,000 on the video. I was spending $150,000 to promote it. So, and if I sell 3 million records, and Michael Jackson said 3 million records, or if he sells 10 million records, I'm gonna make more money off my projects than his projects because I'm spending less money.
Right.
Because I was the machine. So once they realized I was the machine and they can have a machine like that, the majors wanted what I started, they wanted my artists. But when they took my artists and they got control of the industry, everything went from $50,000 to make an album to fucking $5 million to make an album. Until these guys having all these dancers and all this extra shit, all the surgeries and all the extra shit, right? So in the end, they blew hip-hop out the water so much that they were going to have to start cheating for everybody to eat. So you had an artist, and the only thing they had to do with the machine is show up. Show up for the interview. Show up for the photo session. Show up for the studio. Show up for the video. Now that's being taken away because all these people are using all these artists. And at the end of the day, the artists end up broke. Or now you have different Spotify stuff or Apple or different ones, right? The strings. Who is making the count or policing the strings? So how you know they're not saying, I got 5 strings and you got 1?
Right.
Or however it may be. Nobody have no way of knowing that. So now the artist can't have that machine to be certified cash anymore for making money. So they all going crazy. So now everybody telling on everybody. Everybody drinking more. Everybody doing more powder. Everybody doing those little sick little moves of guys waking up with their butt sore. That type of shit. Or the girls waking up and they don't know where it is at. So everybody's stressed the fuck out because the machine is over. So now they just need to rebuild and put decent people in the industry. Have the machine back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with what you're saying, it's very important because you had a business model that is costing them money. You're spending less money, you're making more profit, you're making them look bad, and they're supposed to be the executives, the professionals, and you're the amateur building up a company on your own without a background. You didn't go to school to learn how to be an executive, and you're building a business doing $750 million. Here's a question for you. In the financial industry, you'll hear many times they'll say, you know, these companies are part of the too big to fail. For example, we can't let AIG go out of business. We can't let Bank of America go out of business. We can't let these guys go out of business. Is Biggie part of the too big to fail, or are there people way above Diddy that are part of the too big to fail that they'll always be protected, specifically when you say higher ups?
Well, you got to look at it like this. Puffy is one of those black guys is probably more fear of white America in black America. We feel in black America, he passed all that. They can't get to him. In white America, you got to show them some respect. Are they going to spank him on his ass? Especially now, because when you really look at it, Ciroc was a great company that gave Puffy opportunity. I think he gave him $1,000 to get in, and then he was able to make all this money, and then he wanted more and more and more. And the first time, they didn't allow him to throw a tantrum, he hit him with the stuff that people hit him with probably. So he told him, "Hey, you racist. You motherfuckers is racist." They say, "Yeah." You know, I often say that I was raised in Compton, but I was made in Vegas at UNLV. UNLV taught me the opportunity to be around people that was business-minded, that was loyal, that was happy. And that's where my lessons came from. So I understand business better than most people. That's why I ain't never been in no damn videos. So at the end of the day, when Puffy went at the alcohol business, I used to play football with John Kennedy Jr. almost every weekend. One of the best guys I ever met and hung out with. We used to play football. But that being said, he come from a bootlegger family. Most of the big guys come from a bootlegger family. You know, the alcohol, when it was legal. These guys is smart enough to be humble, but wide enough to be aggressive tough. So when Puffy challenged him, and they knew Puffy lived in the glass house, his house came tumbling down because those rocks was coming through that glass house. On the simple fact, when he called those guys racist, and they knew he had those hidden secrets, they ain't just found out that the things Puffy was doing. They ain't just found out how the industry is. They haven't just found out how they pick and choose. They're part of the government. And I say that because that's why it was so easy to snatch motherfucking Puffy down.